Hello, welcome back to Real Reds Talk. Manchester United 3, RC Lens 1. Our first pre-season back at Old Trafford. We'll get Chivy's thoughts on it, on the game and the sort of goals, etc. in a minute. But first things first, big news, Chivy. Rasmus Højlund is officially a Manchester United player. How do you feel?
Well, great. We kind of knew that was coming. I was really happy to see the unveiling. But then very quickly, I heard on Twitter, I don't know if it's true, but I heard very quickly that he's injured.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that, but yeah.
Yeah, I was,
Samuel Luckhurst, I think, put it
yeah.
out. I was going to touch on that. So he's,
So yeah, that was a bit of a downer. Like,
yeah,
it's just because obviously you see him there, and then you're thinking, all right, Wolves, you can
yeah.
see him settling, but then now it's like he's injured. So what's going to happen? But yeah, I'm glad to have him over the line. Maybe this injury thing might be a blessing in disguise because like the pressure's not on him immediately. He can
Absolutely.
kind of come in later. But yeah, happy to see him. Happy to see him.
Yeah, that it's good to see him. Like, I'm glad to see him. Like, he's official. He's signed. We've got a striker. It's all pointing towards the right direction. We'll get into the game and stuff like that. But yeah, I did see a tweet from Samuel Luckhurst, I believe. I'm just trying to get it up on my phone now. Apparently, he suffered an injury in pre-season training with Atalanta, and he won't be match fit for several weeks. So
Several.
yeah, so I don't know if that means he's not going to be match fit, but he can play and he can play substitute appearances, or he's just
No,
completely
no, no, no. You have
so
to be matched to even play.
right.
Like,
Okay,
yeah.
because I know
So
people like have substitute appearances and then they only give them 10 minutes because they're not match fit, don't they? And to get them match fit, they play them to get them match fit. But
no, I think no, no. I don't. If you're not match fit, then I don't think. But I
yeah,
don't know. I don't. I hope it's wrong. I hope it's a couple of weeks. Several weeks. How did he pass his medical?
they must have had like some sort of like analysis on it and just be like, oh yeah, he is fit, but he just can't play games. But I don't know. The wording wasn't clear, the messaging wasn't clear, but we'll
I
see
mean,
what
unless
happens.
we're just happy to be like, hey, he's injured. All right, let's
Yeah,
just we don't mind. We'll take him. But
yeah. But yeah,
yeah,
anyways, it's good to see him on the pitch. Good to see him with the United shirt. He did all the promo and the video and all that sort of stuff. So he's official. It's signed. It's done. That's all good news. I'm glad to see it. But yeah, let's get into the game. So first half, I thought we played quite a lot of good football. There's some nice passing in there, some nice intricacies. There was the Mason Mount miss. That was a sitter that obviously Twitter is going to jump all over, I can imagine. Yeah, what are your thoughts
so,
on that? Do you just think lack of match sharpness, not quite there yet in games in the season, he'll start putting them away? Or, yeah, what do you think?
I mean, like 5, 10 minutes after the miss, he was already trending on Twitter.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, so I logged in just to have a look because I knew.
Yeah.
And then it was just and then there's just loads of people with the clip just of him missing it. I don't want to make excuses for him. To be fair, the pass was kind of behind him,
It
but
was a little bit, yeah.
yeah, but you should read the run. Like you should read the ball. There's no excuses for that. He misses it. I'm just glad it's happened in preseason, right?
Yeah.
So, and I was hoping he could kind of get a goal to kind of just get him off that funk if there was one. But everyone is forgetting the pass from Bruno that led to that chance.
hmm
Like that was insane.
The tackle as well from Casemiro. The
Miro
quick
to
tackle
Bruno.
and then to Bruno and that ball over
Yeah,
the
and
diagonal.
there's two people running in. There's Mount on the inside and Garnacho on the outside, and Bruno kind of swerves it and aims for Garnacho on the other side, and Garnacho gets it, does the right thing, squares it on, and yeah, he misses it. But I mean, so we've seen lots of players scuff balls before. I'm glad when he got up, he was laughing, like so it
Like,
wasn't like he got into his head. Yeah, he was just laughing when he got up, and I was like, okay, cool. I like
like
that about
like
him.
you said, it's pre-season. If you're gonna miss and you're gonna have like glaring opportunities, do it now. Like, don't do
Yeah,
it in a big game in the season. So,
yeah, yeah.
like, it's not a big deal to me. Like, I was annoyed because it's like, oh, it's a good chance and he's missed, but it's pre-season. At the end of the day, just like it's fine. So next big, there was another shot later on where he got another opportunity in a similar position and it got blocked, which I thought was a really good opportunity. I thought we had some really good play. I thought we played extremely well for the most part. I thought before we touch on the Lons goal, like what was just your overall thoughts on how we played in the first half just before the goal happened.
Yeah, literally, I was typing in group chat when when the goal went in, when the other goal went in, because I was typing to say the kind of football we're playing now. Like, if this experiment actually clicks, it's going to be a problem for a lot of people. That's literally what I was texting, what I was typing in the chat, and then the goal went in, and I quickly deleted it.
Just like not embarrass myself there.
Yeah. No, but honestly, like, it's very high risk football, but with high
For
risk
sure.
comes high reward.
Yeah, well,
And the good thing about it is that we have, or we're getting the players that fit the system that Ten Hag is trying to play, this transition, because we are creating chances out of nothing.
yeah,
I think this season is going to be a really big season for Bruno Fernandes. I'm really, really happy with what I saw today from him. Yes, he might have lost the ball a couple of times, but the chances that man was creating today was, and I've been one of Bruno's biggest critics. You know that. Like,
yeah.
I've never been on the
Well,
whole Bruno bandwagon.
you've said that you wanted competition for him, didn't you? Because you felt like
Yeah,
he'd slack off in certain games because he knew nobody would challenge him
yeah,
for his position. So
yeah, yeah. I've always been one of his biggest critics. But I'm so happy with what I'm seeing now, and the chances that man is creating, that man is going to create this season, based on the way we're playing now, is incredible. I love what we're doing. We have a really good, solid defense to be able to build up from the back. The defenders, you can see they're really comfortable when they play with Onana. And we're trying this thing over the top. Now, what I'm worried, or what I want to see is when we face teams with a low block, how we're going to break them down.
mhm.
Because for teams that attack us, like if we're playing like an Arsenal or Liverpool or whatever, it's going to be scary for them.
Yeah,
Really scary because this transition, I've never seen this quick transition before. Never. I think the last time I saw this from Man United was when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer first came in, and those runs, like when we played against Tottenham, I think we won 2-1.
yeah.
That was like one of the quickest I've seen us turn the ball over and attack.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm pleased with what I'm seeing. I know it will take time. It will take some time for this whole style of football to actually click in with the players.
Mhm.
So I'm not in a hurry. I don't need us to go and try and win the league or anything. I'm patient. I'm patient. If we can, just build slowly, and it gives him another season or two for the whole thing to click in. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, then obviously we spoke about Onana for a couple of weeks. His high risk, high reward style. He likes to play very far off his line. We saw that throughout the game. Like Rafa or Alessandro would turn, and like Onana would literally just be there to pass the ball, which we've not seen from De Gea like ever.
Mm-hmm.
His ability to pass the ball out and hit our players and sort of start attacks and stuff. That's what you brought him in for. And we've said, like, I think me and you in particular have said in like previous shows and stuff like that, look, he's going to make mistakes where he's going to get caught out.
Yeah.
And that's the risk that you have when you have the stuff that he does and the stuff he does well. But we saw evidence of that, like when you play that style and you give the ball away in a bad position, like Dallo did with that stray pass to Varane. That's what happens. Onana's so far off his line. We put a sloppy ball in behind. A Lawrence player gets onto it and just lobs him, and it's in the back of the net. So yeah, what were your thoughts on the sort of the pass that led to that chance, and then Onana being off his line and not costing us a goal, but pretty much the guy scoring from as a result of it.
It happens. It happens. The greatest goalkeepers get chipped. It's
Yep,
happened to everyone. It's happened to Neuer. It's McTominay chipped. What's his name? Edison.
yep,
We've seen it happen time and time again. It happened during preseason. That's why I'm just, it didn't happen against Wolves or anything. It happens. And towards the end of the game, they tried to chip Onana again, and what happened? He saved it. Do you remember that
yep,
save?
yeah.
So you learn from it. This is the reason why you play. these games and you try, your style of football and see how it fits. If there's a lot of players that had ideas to catch him off his line, now we're aware of that threat. Now the manager knows. Now he can take this and try and work on his positioning next time. And fair play to him. I don't think he anticipated Dalo losing the ball
No,
in that position quite comfortably because we were really comfortable with the ball at the time.
we weren't getting
Um,
pressed that much. Like
yeah, they had a
really.
little press, but it wasn't anything ridiculous. So it does happen, but like we've said, it's preseason. I'm glad it happened now, so that if there's any tweaks that he can add to his game, he can add them now. But I'm not worried about it. He had a really, really good game. I'm really happy with the way the defenders feel more comfortable passing back to him
Mhm.
and how we can build up and beat the press. So yeah, I'm not worried. It happens to everyone.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that even after the goal, we sort of played well, carried on playing the same style and stuff like that. But unfortunate to go in to half time 1-0 down. But second half comes out and either Ten Hag gave him a rollicking or things started to click into gear because in the second half, we just absolutely put them to the sword. Like, just everything I saw from United in the second half was phenomenal. The passing was crisp, the runs that we were making, the pressing, the tackles that Casemiro was sliding into and taking the ball were fantastic. Leacher was nutmegging people. Like, it was fucking great to see. I was loving it. The first goal was Rashford, I believe. With the ball from Anthony. Really good ball from Anthony. And then that was set up from a touch. Was it from Bruno initially? Just before the Anthony. Anthony to Rashford. Who gave the ball into Anthony? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was a new ball from over. I don't remember.
Yeah. Anthony, nice through ball to Rashford, and Rashford just into the position where you know what he does, and he sort of almost dinks the ball a little bit, doesn't he? Like over the keeper. Like he don't hit it straight. Oh, was it a deflection? Apologies. Yeah. But yeah, like hits it, deflection in the back of the net, and we're 1-1 back in the game. Yeah. What were your thoughts on the goal?
Remember, me and you were losing our shit with Anthony in the first time.
Yeah.
And because he wasn't offering anything on the right hand side. Yeah, like it just the ball. He'd race onto the ball, get it, and then pause for a few seconds and then pass it back. And I was just like, there's nothing coming out of the right hand side. But then I don't know if he had a rollicking from the manager in half time. This time he gets the ball. It was a perfectly timed pass. He read the run of Rashford and laid it in, and Rashford beat the defender for pace. Hits it hard and low across the keeper. It takes a deflection. When you create chances for yourself like that, anything can happen.
Absolutely.
So it could also be, it could be on target. The keeper could bounce up the keeper, but you create your luck in those kind of situations, and that's what he's done. And it's 1-1, and that kind of just turned the switch on because Anthony after that was literally he just started creating, and that's what we all like to see. And yeah, I was really happy with that, and we deserved it. We should have been 2-0 up by then.
Yeah, there was a bunch of chances, weren't there, around that time, and like Rashford, like luckily took that one on. The second goal was Anthony. I fucking can't remember. Talk me through the second goal because I can't remember the second. I think I texted the group chat. I went for a piss when the second goal went in, and I just completely missed it. So yeah, talk us through the second goal, Anthony's goal.
Amazing goal. Typical goal of what Ten Hag was trying to do. We build up from the back, and it happens in our half where the ball gets played to Marcus or to around the area where Marcus Rashford did, and he's central but on the left hand side.
Yeah.
And he wins the ball with a touch, passes into Garnacho. Garnacho then drives forward and Rashford makes a darting run in. So they run with the ball. Marcus makes a run in, takes the defender away, and I think Garnacho is actually going to feed it into Marcus Rashford. But Garnacho spots Anthony on the right hand side, and the defenders don't see that play. So Garnacho is really smart with that. Plays the ball over to Anthony on the right hand side, and obviously controls it nicely. And then it's like when you're a player, you get the ball in those kind of positions. If you're a really quality player, time just stops.
Yeah.
And it just felt like he just had loads of time, and just picked the spot, dinked the keeper, and that was 2-1. And it was a perfectly worked goal from our side. And I think that's the kind of football that Ten Hag wants to play. When he said during pre-season that he wants us to be one of the best transition teams or counter-attacking teams or whatever, that's what he was referring to.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like Anthony, the first half, like we said, we were giving him some shit in the group chat, but then he came out second half, and I thought arguably he was one of our better players. I thought he had everything that that's the stuff. That's the Anthony I want to see. Like, I want to see glimpses of stuff. What he does this stuff, but that, like, the entire performance that he did in the second half is what I want to see from him, like, week in, week out. Like, hopefully that's what we get. Also, shout out to my boy Garnacho as well. I thought he was a firecracker, man. Like, absolutely instigating for everything. I think he was responsible for the sort of urgency going forward. He was confident on the ball. His first thought is always like, where's the goal? And he went straight for it. But then he was responsible for that the Mason Mount chance as well, where he got blocked off, the second one. So I thought he was all over the pitch and absolutely phenomenal. And that's what we wanted from him this season. Is like when he comes off the bench, he's more effective than when he starts. But he started this game, and I thought throughout the entire game he was highly influential and really, really good. But yeah, what were your thoughts on sort of Garnacho in his game?
I think he was our most dangerous player today. Yeah. I think he was the one that carried the threat all the time. And I think the style of play suits Garnacho to a T. This is the kind of football that suits his style of play and plays to his strengths. Pace. He also showed in the second half that he's got a bit of power around him, because there was once two defenders to actually stop him. You know, he was. I think for me, he was like the man of the match. Him, and I think Bruno really showed us a glimpse of what's coming in the new season, and I was really, really impressed with him. I just hope he can stay fit.
Yeah, if they can link up like Bruno, Rashford, Sancho, Garnacho, and then Højlund, if they can start forming a connection, and Anthony as well, actually, if they can start forming a connection, that front line could score some serious goals.
That front line would be very, very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Especially, like you said, with the style of play that Ten Hag's going for on the transition and stuff like that, like, we could definitely devastate some defences, especially like these defences like with high lines, like City, for example, and stuff like that. If we get in behind, it's fucking over. Like, it's absolutely over. But yeah.
And this is one new thing about the offside. There's this offside law they're trying to bring in where you can sort of be offside or like.
Yeah. Or Rashford will exploit that. Like,
I was saying to my friend. I said, if they do that, Rashford will score like 872 goals.
Yeah. So he's just going to stand in that position, isn't he, and just wait.
And the central defenders would be pissed.
Yeah.
Literally, Yeah. But yeah.
It'll be interesting anyway. It'll be interesting. The third goal, cross, Rashford gets his head up and it bounces off Casemiro. Casemiro knows nothing about it. It's in the back of the net. It's an easy, nice third goal. But again, great play for United. Like, that was something last year that we didn't do enough of, I felt. I felt like we didn't put enough crosses into the box. And
it was a free kick, wasn't it? It was a free kick.
Yeah. But like, I felt like we need to put more balls into the boxes. Every time we took a corner last season, it was like 90% taking a short corner, wasn't it? And it used to do my fucking head in. It's like, we have an opportunity here to create some chaos in the box. And it's like, we might not get the first ball, but it puts enough of the defenders on point to think, and you might get an opportunity. But we always played it short. Free kicks, we'd lay it off and stuff like that. Like, it used to annoy me. But ball into the box, Rashford gets his head up. But again, another thing last season that Rashford worked on with Benny McCarthy, and he said he wasn't good at headers. Yeah. Got up high, unmarked, got his head on the ball. Lucky deflection onto Casemiro. He doesn't know anything about it, and it goes in the back of the net. But they all count, man. They all count. But yeah, thoughts on the third goal?
Yeah, you create your own luck. He won the header, but it was an amazing crush from.
Is it Shaw? Yeah, Shaw, man. Shaw is like, his set pieces, man.
Shaw and Bruno were over it, and I was in my head. I was just saying to Bruno, just leave it, just leave Shaw.
Yeah, let Shaw do it.
Yeah. Well, it's perfect for a left footer to kind of bend it in, and he takes it, and I was like, "There's no chance. Like, we're gonna win. Like, who's gonna win the header?" And then it was like, "Yeah, Rashford wins it," on Casemiro and he goes in. So yeah, you know.
It's that sort of
Yeah,
situation
it's
as
about time
well.
we start scoring from dead balls, like dead ball situations.
Yeah.
It's about time we start doing that. So yeah.
Well, we've got a guy now in Hoyland, 6'2". Like, if you whip balls into that box, I think he gets on the end of that sort of opportunities. It's
Yeah,
like
but apparently he's not really that good at headers, or he
he's
doesn't
got to be,
score
he's got to be
too
better
many.
than Vegas, surely. Like, my God, watching Vegas in the air was like watching a horse jump. Like, it was just terrible. It's like, how are you 6'5" and this bad in aerially? Like, surely you've got an advantage over every other player. Like,
I think Lagos. I think I'm going to say something a bit controversial now.
go on.
Um, I think Weghorst identifies as a 5'9" striker. I think
Probably.
he's was it trans height?
Yeah, yeah. It's like people tell him, "Oh, you're 6'5", and he's like, "Nah, I'm not. I'm
No,
not."
I'm 5'9".
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a trans heightist or
He
whatever.
thinks he's the same height as Leacher. He thinks he's got
Yeah,
Leacher's
yeah,
height. Like,
yeah. Yeah. So he identifies as 5'10",
yeah.
even though he's 6'6". It doesn't matter. Like
Oh,
he's 5'10". You can't tell him anything. Can't tell him otherwise.
no.
You don't expect him to win any headers because he's 5'10".
Oh God, yeah, terrible, absolutely terrible. But yeah, that really good third goal, and I think we just sort of like rounded the game out after that. There was a couple of chances like for Lawns that you mentioned, the one towards the end where it was a deflection, I think, and it was almost lobbing over Onana, and he made a really good save. I felt. What were your thoughts? Yeah, on Onana in the entire game as well. Just touch on that because obviously it's his first game at Old Trafford, so.
Very, very happy. He wasn't ridiculously outstanding or anything, but he just allowed the game to flow. Positioning, apart from the goal, obviously, position was great. You could just see like the defenders just have like, I can imagine they had this sigh of relief when
They could turn around and like, oh, he's there.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, when the press is on them, there was a time that at some point in the second half, I was thinking these guys are just taking the piss now.
Yeah.
It was Luke Shaw and Leacher, and just kept passing it back to Onana when the press was on.
Yeah.
And it was just nice for them to have that option to do that. I'm really happy with him. I think it will create 12 chances. I've got him on my fantasy football team.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, he'd give us at least 2 assists. At least.
Oh, yeah. Somebody said in the chat the other day, we were sort of looking at the chat, and somebody said he thinks Onana could score a goal this season. I'm like, can you imagine? Can you imagine if he scores a goal? Just the scenes, the absolute scenes would be amazing.
Overall, yeah, I'm happy. The players, he looks like he's been there a while now, so
yeah, extreme confidence in it. He's just got
one more thing. There was once in the first half where the ball goes back to Onana, and then the camera kind of zooms in on Garnacho.
Yeah,
and you could see that as soon as Onana had the ball, Garnacho's like looking to run, like
on his bike, just gone.
Yeah, he's watching Onana closely, and he's just looking to just run in. And I think when I saw that, it was the camera focused on him for like a second or two, but you could see him just anticipating the pass, and that was really good. I hope I want to see more of that.
Yeah, I'm sure it will come with time in this season. Like I'm sure it'll happen. We've obviously got we went super strong today. I think it's probably arguably maybe you could argue Dallo and Garnacho aside, but that's probably our strongest team that we have, I'd argue. So tomorrow we're probably looking at sort of more fringe players like a Lindelof, a Maguire, Donny. Yeah. Those kind of players will probably play tomorrow. Who do you looking a little bit ahead to tomorrow? Who do you want to see sort of take a step up and sort of make a claim for first team place tomorrow? Do you think Donny's got an opportunity to get back in, or do you think other couple of players, maybe Hannibal, someone like that?
I want to see a performance from the people that we're trying to sell, right? That's just a selfish way of seeing it.
Yeah. Push the price up.
Yeah. Apart from pushing the price up, just put a performance in, and so that it just increases the interest. From a more, less selfish perspective, yeah, I would like to see some of the younger players come in. I think the manager has a liking to Omari Forson.
Yeah, definitely.
So he's played today, but I'd like to see some of the younger players, put in a performance. There's a kid no one's talking about, and that's Toby Collier, who played in the Wrexham game. Very,
Yes.
very tidy, neat defender. Almost a throwback to the sort of Michael Carrick, Jimmy Garner sort of
Yeah.
style of play. Just keeps it simple, keeps the ball ticking. I'd like to see him given a chance as well. But
Yeah. It's a shame that Kobe Mainoo's out in it because I would have loved to see him today or tomorrow. Like, I would have loved to have seen him play that.
Kobe's out, Ahmad's out, and now on Rasmus Højlund, like,
Yeah.
can't even get a break, man.
It's disappointing, but I'm sure he'll come back stronger. But yeah, I'm looking for. I know there was a couple of rumours Alvaro Fernandez was being linked away to Burnley. Was it Burnley were looking at him? I believe.
Yeah.
I hope he gets an opportunity tomorrow because I really, really rate that kid. I think he's going to be something special, but I don't want to see him sold. If he's not going to get game time at United because of obviously with Luke Shaw and Malacia, then cool, loan him out to Burnley. They're in the Premier League this season. I think that'd be a good loan for him to step up from the Championship. But if there's an opportunity for game time, I think I'd love to see him play. I would.
I've said, yeah, I've said this so many times. It would be such a shame to see him go because we really had to fight to get him from Real Madrid.
Yeah.
From the thingy, and it was almost like a steal.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be such a shame to go through all that, and with the prospect that he has, he's such a mature player at such a really young age, and I'd really hate to see us sell him. I really want us to keep him. I know Malacia's there,
Yeah.
and I'd like to see him challenge because he's a threat offensively, defensively. He reads the game. Just like Garnacho, he doesn't care who you are. Like you could be
so confident, man.
Oozing confidence. He does not care like who you are. So I'd really like to see us keep him. Just loan him out until we find somewhere to put him into the team. Because man, if we lose him, we got him and Mark Girardo, who plays right back, and he's by far the better, of the two.
Yeah, of all the sort of academy prospects that we have like coming through, like I know Ten Hag fancies Forson and Kobe Mainoo's obviously got his opportunity and rightly so. I think Alvaro is the next one. I think he has to be given opportunities. I think of all the other academy graduates, I think because obviously he didn't fancy Charlie Savage, he sold to Dan Iqbal. Yeah. I think Alvaro Fernandez, like you said, Cuadrado is a right back, but he's not quite shown enough for me. Yeah. Kovar, I would love to see get an opportunity, but now we've bought Onana in. I find that difficult that he's going to get any time to play, so probably best for him to go on loan and develop more. But he's another guy I'd like to look at. But yeah, Alvaro Fernandez is definitely a shout. Like I'd love to see him sort of develop more at Manchester United.
Yeah, Kovar is definitely someone I'd like to see start the game tomorrow. He's young, but he played a whole season with Sparta Prague.
Won the league.
Won the league there. He is a very mature player for who he is. We got him when he was about 15 or 16, I think. Mm-hmm. And I remember because I'm quite tuned into like the youth sort of setup. And he came with an arrogance and a confidence at that age, at the time. So I always knew he was going to be one of them ones where, I'd really, really, really love to see him play. Because he played, who's the team we played in Scotland? We played a French team in
Lyon.
Yeah. Yeah, where he played that game, and receiving the ball comfortably under no stress, nothing. It was really good. So yeah, just to answer your previous question, he's the player I'd like to see tomorrow.
Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, I'd love to see Kovar. I think Heaton's probably going to stick around. Like I think he's at his age, he's probably happy to be a number 2 or number 3, whatever it is, and just be around because I think he is a massive United fan. So I think he's sticking around. But I'd love to keep Kovar. But if he's not going to play, I think it's really difficult for goalkeepers. Because not many young goalkeepers get an opportunity to break into the first team because a lot of time you just sat on the bench and the only way you get experience is by playing, and the only way you get that is if you go on loan and stuff like that. So it's really difficult with someone like Kovar because there's not like, unless a goalkeeper goes down with a major injury, you ain't getting an opportunity. Whereas with like fullbacks or midfield, any outfield player, you can get opportunities here and there. goalkeeper. Doesn't tend to happen. So I think he might have to go on loan. But yeah, he's a definite prospect for the future. I put a poll in the chat for the man of the match, and 76% of you went for Garnacho. So a runaway winner there. There was a couple of people who went Casemiro, Rashford and Bruno, but I think Garnacho was a runaway winner there. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Dan, UTFR, Lucky Singh, Vincent Bullock, Gray, all of you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making some comments. I'll just read a couple of out before we go. Great. Yes, boys. Good to see you, Gray. Dan, interested to see how Garnacho will fit in the lineup if Højlund starts. Absolutely. I'm down for that. UTFR, I've seen 2 weeks injured for Højlund. So 2 weeks might be. So hopefully it's just that short. That'd be nice. Steve McLaren has said that's the things we want to keep doing. But players keep the ball upfield and use the front three. Luke Shaw's instruction says we want the ball upfield. We're glad defenders are kicking up now. Vince is saying still disappointed with a new goalie. Should never have been out that far. I think Vince, you're gonna have to get used to it, man. Like this is just who he is. This is who he is. Like he's gonna play like that, and I think should he be out that far? Probably not. But the pass from Dalot lets him down, and that's what catches us out in the end. But that's just how he plays, and that's the risk you have when you play with the style he has. It's like, which one do you want? But yeah, I think we could wrap it up there. Nice, short and sweet. Appreciate everybody in the chat and everybody watching. If you're watching on demand later, leave a comment, drop your man of the match, your thoughts on the game in the comments. We'd appreciate all of that. And go, if you were watching Paddock earlier with Nick, appreciate all you guys checking Paddock out with Nick. I will be on Stretford Paddock tomorrow for the Athletic Bilbao watch along, so come check me out over there. I will drop links and stuff like that. I don't know if Nick will do a review or anything like that here after the game, but keep your eye out for that. And yeah, Chivy, thanks for coming on, mate.
Thanks.
Always. We'll see you guys, unless something breaks tonight, we'll see you guys tomorrow, but appreciate you all tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.